Hey, what's up, guys? Danny here. Great to see you as always. Listen, I always have really fond memories of going to the carnival, not just for the rides or the games or the cool prizes, but for the really cool food that you can get. You know, the carny food that you can only get really like once a year, like the sausage and pepper heroes, the sweets like the funnel cakes and the Zeppelis. And don't even get me started with the Zeppelis. I gorged on them once, had like 9 of them, got on one of those crazy spinny rides, and yeah, you guessed it, all over the place. And once that ride starts spinning, nobody's safe. So I hope you aren't one of those people on that ride. Anyway, also one of my favorite things to get were the really hot, soft pretzels with the crispy salt on top. Because back then, you really couldn't get them in many places. Recently, Brian and I were at the mall and we walked past Auntie Anne's where they make them fresh. And he's like, wow, I love those. He's like, hey, let's do that as an episode. And I thought about it and I'm like, what a great idea, because they're really easy to make and they're fun to make. And I'm going to go one step further, guys, and I'm going to make a really evil, indulgent, cheesy cheddar beer sauce to dip these amazing pretzels in. So let me show you how it's done right now. To begin with, we're going to take a cup and a half of warm water, about 105 to 110 degrees. Should be warm to the touch, but not burn your hand. And we're going to put in some salt, about a tablespoon, and some brown sugar, also about a tablespoon. And we're just going to whisk this until it's dissolved. Next, we're going to sprinkle 1 package of dry active yeast right on top evenly. We're not going to disturb it or touch it. We're just going to let it sit here. What's going to happen is it's going to activate the yeast with the warm water, and it should take about 10 minutes. Let's put together a really easy dough using 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to start putting it incrementally, little by little. I'm going to start with a spoon by mixing it together to get it incorporated. Let's add some more flour. Add the remainder of the flour. And 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And at this point, the dough is starting to get thick, so I'm just going to start using my hands. And I like to wear gloves just because for me it's easier. I'm just really going to combine this all together. And once it's formed, we're going to knead this for about 10 minutes. Simply take some saran wrap and just place it on top of the dough. Just get it nice and covered, just like that. And set this in a dry, warm area for about an hour and just allow this to rise. So I got 8 ounces of beer that I brought to a boil. I'm going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese, which I've had at room temperature. It just makes it easier to melt. And I'm just going to combine this until the cream cheese is melted. Let's give this a little seasoning. I have a tablespoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. I really like to add Dijon mustard. I really think it gives a nice background flavor to my cheese sauce. So let's just mix this all together. Whisk it nice and good. Now for the best part, let's add some grated cheddar, about 1.5 cups. And I also have some fontina cheese laying around in the fridge, so I figured, you know what, let me use it up. So I grated that. It's entirely optional. It won't be in the menu description, so don't look for it, but I think it's going to go really nicely. So let's just add all that together and combine it together. Our dough has proofed and doubled in size. So what we want to do is cut it in half. Nice equal portions. Now let's cut it into fourths. Really simple. It's like a pizza pie. Really simple. So let me show you how to make a pretzel, guys. Take your dough and make a U shape, just like this. Make sure they're even on both sides. We're going to take this. We're going to twist it once on top. And we're simply just going to fold it over. And we have our pretzel. So to secure this, I'm just going to take a little bit of water, put it underneath, really press it in so it sticks nice and firm. And that's how you get your pretzel shape. For this presentation, if you don't feel like messing around with the pretzel form, what you can do is make little simple pretzel bites just by cutting the dough into 1-inch portions just like this. Super easy to do, and it's great for dipping. It makes it so much easier. I have a lot of boiling water here with baking soda, about 3/4 cup, or 2/3 cup rather. And we're just going to place the pretzels in here for about 30 seconds. I'm going to do one at a time. It's just easier that way. This ensures that we get a nice crispy crust when we bake it, and it keeps the pretzel nice and moist inside. So no longer than 30 seconds, we're going to just take this out and drain it and place it on some parchment. Take the pretzel, put it on the parchment. I sprayed this parchment with some baking spray. I recommend that you do that. And just do this for each pretzel, and the same thing for the pretzel bites. Last step, guys, is just to beat some egg yolks. And we're going to egg wash them, brush them on nicely. This is what gives the pretzels a really nice brown color. And it also enables the salt to stick to it because it's sticky. So I'm just really going to show you the one right now. Get a nice coarse salt, kosher, and just sprinkle it right on top. We're going to place all of these in the oven at 450 for 10 to 12 minutes. See you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, moment of truth. Let's pull them out. Oh yeah, look at that. And let's pull out the pretzel bites. Nice little miniatures. Beautiful golden brown. The aroma in here, I can't even describe it. I can't wait to taste this. Definitely let them cool down a little bit before trying it, but I know you guys are going to love it. So it's only been a few minutes since the pretzels came out of the oven, and they're pretty much all gone. We went to town on them. Brian went to town on them. I went to town on them. The cheese sauce rocked. It was awesome. What's great about this recipe is it's doughy. If you don't want to make the pretzel shape, don't. Make the pretzel bites. It's really easy, and they dip really nicely. Don't skip out on this cheese sauce because it really makes it, and you're going to have a bunch left over, which is a wonderful thing because if you do, you can put it on baked fish. I like it with vegetables. And the other night I had an awesome big baked potato, and I took a big heaping spoonful of it and just like mixed it in there. It was all gooey and delicious. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. And when you make this recipe, you're going to be blown away when you see how easy it actually is to do. If you have any questions about today, please leave them below. If you have any like fond or non-fond memories about going to the carnival or fair as a child, please leave those below too. I'd love to hear about it. Had a great time with you guys today. Hope you did too. Till next great recipe, I'll see you soon.